Okay, so talking of innovation, I'd like just to talk briefly, if we could, about technology. And obviously Poland has a sort of long and proud history of technology innovation and technology excellence, something which the exchange has sort of very much embraced. In terms of the technology projects that you have underway, I understand that you've started sort of research and development on a proprietary matching engine. Could you tell us a bit about sort of, why that's important, and, what are the timelines? What are the sort of deliveries for that matching engine?
Thank you for the question. I will refer to our matching engine or core trading system in a second. I will give you a background on the products which are already on the market. So first of all, we developed over the last 2 years TCA tool, which calculates the explicit and implicit cost and the market impact of the trades, and it's currently being it's a cloud-based solution. So the clients are already testing that, and it's received quite a good feedback from the prospects. We developed a GRC tool for governance, risk, and compliance, which gonna help companies and also investment firms and ourselves to deal with the tsunami of regulations and with risk management and with also process risk and compliance issues. And we have another product which called Indexator, which is a tool for design. It will be a part of our core trading system later on, but it's now a standalone product for those exchanges which want to calculate indexes themselves. You can either use index providers to calculate indexes for you, or you can do it on your own. And it is bundled with a service from our daughter company, GPW Benchmark, which is yesterday got a full license for calculating all the indexes and rates. They also calculate the Polish LIBOR called WIBOR, so the most important money market index or reference rate in Poland, and we can help other exchanges to build up the whole infrastructure of calculating indexes in line with the BMR regulations. But moving now to your question about the core trading system, in 2017, we were preparing for MiFID II, and we wanted to introduce several changes into our current system to be more competitive against MTFs and other international competitors. And we realized that it's very costly with the third-party software, and some products are realistically impossible to be implemented because the cost is much greater than the potential revenues. Do not take into account risk factors and so on. So, and we were analyzing the software system we are currently using, and we found out plenty of features which are not used by us because we are a medium-sized exchange, we are not a large exchange. And we believe that, and we talked to other smaller exchanges, and they said, well, this is the problem we also facing, that the systems are too expensive for us because they have features we don't need it, but we have to pay for the feature and for servicing them. So we said that there is an issue in the market to serve the medium and small size exchanges with a system which was designed especially for the smaller exchanges. Currently, we have 130 exchanges in the world roundabout, but 69% of trading volumes are generated in just 16 exchanges. So we have 70% almost of trading volumes just on 13% of exchanges. Yeah, so very little, very small percentage of exchanges are doing most of the business. And those exchanges obviously develop their own systems, And then the small exchanges approach the larger exchange and say, sell me the system because I want to trade as you are trading. And they say, okay, I can do this, but it will be very costly for you. And I don't want to customize too much to you. I can give you the system, it's too big for you and so on, but somehow let us try to sneak a big elephant through relatively small doors. And this is not the solution for smaller exchanges or medium-sized exchanges. So we said, we built a system which is extremely modular. It starts with a module, which is a basic module, which can be used by very small exchange. Even you can think about a special internal exchange for employees who are trading employee stock options just internally between them. It's so small, it's very small system and very light. But then you have a modules and it's multi-asset system and it can grow to a system which will be even sufficient for the larger exchanges. But it's designed especially for those who are for those exchanges which are smaller. We will start next year. By the end of the next year, we'll have a first system ready. Currently, the architecture of whole system is already fixed and done. This stage is done. We have to program it. And this will be for bonds trading. Because we found out that, like in Armenia, but in other frontier markets, mainly the bonds are traded. So first, we want to have a system for bonds. Then in 2 years, 2 years later, so 3 years from now, we'll have a system for equity trading and derivatives. And another 1 year we need for commodities. And then we'll have a full-blown system by the end of 2024. But we will be starting offering that in both hosted methods, so software as a service and as a standalone system earlier, because we might develop the system for the exchange of their interest, especially for the given exchange, which is customized to their expectations. And but of course we gonna also test the system on ourselves. So by the end of 2023 we will change the system from current solution to our WATS. It's acronym for Warsaw Automated Trading System.
Okay, interesting. So it really is a lot underway in terms of the technology development. With GPW Tech in mind, are there other fintech solutions that you're working on that you'll be looking to deliver next year and into 2022?
All the solutions which are offered by GPW Tech, so our technology arm, are somehow around stock exchanges. So GRC is around stock exchanges, TCL tools, indexator, and the new product will come pretty soon, which is related to PSD2 directive, so the open access to banking system. So it's also very important for the stock exchanges to have access to bank accounts. So it's especially for the countries where there is a investment or financial market is key in the direction of banks. So it's everything around stock exchanges, investment firms. But we can also we are still contemplating some, as we call it, soft diversification. So going to new trading fields. This year we introduced agriculture market, for example. So we are also contemplating a solution for data product for agriculture related to forecasting of the agriculture production, what is prerequisite to have an accurate forecast of the fertility rates and so on. It's a fundamental information for derivatives market in the agriculture market. So we see it's everything related to our business, and we want to be first client for GPW Tech, but not necessarily just equities and derivatives and so on, but in broad sense exchange business.
And obviously, it's been a challenging year for exchanges and their customers. I mean, looking into next year, Marek, looking into 2021, I mean, what would you see as perhaps some of the sort of interesting, important milestones for GPW in the early part of next year, in the first quarter of 2021?
Well, first quarter, I think we'll be still having nice trading volumes because there's still uncertainty and there is volatility. The pace of vaccination against COVID-19 might be more important parameters for investors than the reports of the companies. We also have seen this year negative correlation between GDP growth and the changes of the major indexes in the world. So it's a very unusual situation. So we will have, I think, some of the surprise also coming from monetary policy, because the balance sheets of the central banks increased to the sizes which were not seen any time in the history. So they can be, many things can happen around the monetary policy. There is also this bailout program by European Commission agreed recently by the European Council, what is also a building block for recovery of European economy. It is also a factor which will be influencing companies and the investors pretty strongly. We will have still a wave of IPOs. There are plenty of companies which are already announced their IPO plans. So our core business will be developing quite nicely. We will have most probably our pre-IPO venture fund will start operating in the agriculture business, focus on the agriculture business. So we will have offer for the companies which are not ready for IPO, that our GPW Ventures arm will be able to invest in them as long as they they are somehow related to agriculture industry, because it's a partnership with Ministry of Agriculture of Government of Poland. On the trading side, we'll have this new ETFs coming into the market. What is also important, as the negative real interest rates drive retail investors to invest on the venue in equities, and of course ETF is a perfect and cheap solution for diversification of the portfolio. So hopefully we'll be ready for another wave of money coming out of the banks to our venue. So we'll have a very busy year. And in terms of trading volume, this year we were second fastest growing exchange in the European Union. Next year will be more challenging to get the same level of investors' activity, but hopefully we'll maintain plus minus similar level, or like not more than 5% lower in terms of trading volume. So in order to achieve that, we have to speed up our product development, because another COVID I would not expect, and the COVID has, especially in the first half of the year, drove our trading volumes to extreme levels. And from the operational perspective, we are very happy working remotely. 95% of our staff is working from home, but of course we miss our office, and hopefully we'll be able to come back to the office in the second quarter of the next year. From the perspective of building up our organization, integration of the team is highly expected and wanted by our team members.
Yes, of course. I know that you're not alone in hoping that we can all return to something closer to normality next year. But with the initiatives that you've outlined to us today, Marek, around the kind of international strategy, if we could call it that. So the work you're doing with some of the smaller developing countries in sort of Eastern Europe and that side of Europe. So there's a lot of interesting developments there. You talked about the IPO pipeline, which is looking very strong at the moment, and hopefully you'll be able to sort of keep that going and bringing through companies, as you discussed with New Connect, and sort of developing companies, so giving them almost sort of stepping stones, you know, to growth, which is an interesting, you know, which is an interesting approach that you've taken. And finally, talking about the technology developments and GPW Tech and the work again that you'll be doing with sort of smaller emerging exchanges. There's certainly you're certainly going to be very busy in 2021 and into 2022.
That's, I'm sure, that we'll be very, very busy. There's a German saying, am Schreibtisch sterben. It means that you die at the desk. So I don't want to die at the desk, but for sure I will be working a lot. But also I hope that we'll be able to travel, because we have to grow our business internationally, we have to build a relation. So in the second half of the year, I do not expect that. In the second half of the year, I think it is quite possible, and we can speed up our international project. But you were asking about the first quarter, so I moved to the second quarter a little bit. So, but the second half of the year, next year, I will devote mainly to this international expansion, as we have to catch up this lost 18 months.
Yeah. And sort of speaking on behalf of my team, I know that we all very much missed our trip to Warsaw this year, which is something that we all very much enjoy, and catching up with yourself and your management team is something that we always look forward to. And of course, we weren't able to do this year. So we all look forward to being able to do that next year.